surrender is not just an act of letting go. Surrender, it's also trusting. So you are trusting the process. You cannot surrender unless you trust. So we're talking about surrender today, but we're really talking about trust and trusting life, trusting yourself to be able to be in alignment. And if you don't know what it is that you want to align to, then working through figuring out what is it exactly that you want in your life first and foremost. Because most people, they know they want to live a certain lifestyle. They know there are certain things that they want to do, but are they actually in alignment? We talked about alignment a little bit yesterday, but we're going to go deeper into that. So are you in alignment? Are you surrendering? Are you trusting? So if you don't know what you want, if you don't know exactly what you want, then what I always suggest is when you do these visualizations, when you meditate, when you journal, write about the feeling, how you would be feeling or how you would like to feel, whether it's 6 months from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. What is the life that you see yourself living? And if you don't know exactly what you're going to be doing or want to be doing, then what does it feel like? And then you can use the same exercise, and I'm going to walk you through that shortly. You can use the same exercise to figure out if something that you've been wanting is actually in alignment, and if it's actually not just if it's in alignment, because most of the time people will say, well, it doesn't really feel in alignment, or it feels in alignment, but there are obstacles. So it still means that it's not in alignment when there are obstacles. So really tuning into the essence of what you think you want to see if it's actually something you truly want. So visualizing what you want and then seeing how you feel about already having that manifested. And if there is a misalignment between those scenarios, between how you feel and in this moment, seeing yourself having manifested that future experience and what you're actually doing and what you thought it was going to feel like. If there's not a match, then why is that? Is it not what you thought it would be? Is it perhaps something that you manifested based on a previous version of yourself? And since then you have evolved, and perhaps there's a different, a more upgraded version of you that is waiting to unfold. And in order for you to find that alignment to that new version of you, there are other things, more things that you need to release in this current reality. So, what is the reality that you want to create? And it is important to start with gratitude, because when you are grateful, even when you don't already have that which you want manifested in your life, but you begin to be grateful for it already, you are creating that alignment before it is physically manifested. And you are literally choosing that lifeline, that positive lifeline. So go through, do a scan of how you feel in this moment. I'm going to walk you through it shortly, but just start already becoming aware of that. How have you been holding yourself back? Because not feeling in alignment, everything stems from your beliefs. So what are the beliefs that are causing the resistance, that are causing the misalignment? What are those beliefs? Is it not feeling good enough? Is it not trusting yourself enough or trusting other people? Is it feeling like you're not worthy of it? Is it feeling like you just can't get it right because that's the story that's been repeating? Or is it a belief that you have to work so hard for it to work out? or that you have to, I don't know, let's say there's something you need to do and you feel like, well, if only I lived in a place like this, then I could do it. Does geographical location actually matter in this situation? In some cases, yeah, if you want to, let's say, have a retreat coming up in Scotland, if I want to do one every 2 weeks or every month, obviously I would have to move. I would have to relocate to Scotland because it would be really hard for me to constantly fly back and forth if that's what I wanted to do. And the geographic location, my physical location would need to change if that was the case. But just using that as an example, if really all I want to do was retreats and I just want to help people and I want to work with them in person, it doesn't necessarily need to be in Scotland. And as some of you know, that you're on my email list, I've been, I think a couple times I've already notified that I'm doing one-on-one personal retreats in California by the beach. So I don't need to go to Scotland to work one-on-one with people, but the Scottish retreat that's happening in June of 2024, that one, of course, is its own magical journey. If you want to see castles, if you want to learn about the rich history of Scotland and you want to visit magical, mystical places such as the fairy pools and the fairy glen and just so much magic there, if you really want to change your scenario, change your experience of your daily life for a few days and meet like-minded souls, then yes, that's what you would need to do. You would need to go to Scotland. You would need to get on the plane. So I'm just using this as an example. And so there are so many things nowadays that you could do without ever leaving your home, right? But even if you're doing it from home, there are still layers of action that you would need to take. There are certain action that you would need to take in order for you to be able to bring that which you want into alignment. So, what is preventing you from taking action? Most of the time, it's the inability to make a decision. It's the inability to make a decision. And the inability to make a decision, once again, stems from subconscious beliefs. So if you have fear, if you have distrust, we already talked about trust, and if you don't feel worthy, then you're not going to feel comfortable making a decision. And first and foremost, most importantly, you're not even going to know what it is that you want. So in today's session, we're really going to go into this state of surrender, what it feels like to really surrender. What does that future version of you look like? What is it that you want to be doing in your life? What do you wish to be doing? And once again, when I ask that question, if you say, I don't know, then tune into the feeling of how you want your morning to start, regardless of the location, regardless of where it is you are. But you can decide that there is a beach not far away from your home. You can decide that you are on top of a hill in a beautiful wooded area with pine trees in your backyard. So it doesn't necessarily need to be an exact specific place, but it's the feeling. What do you feel? How do you feel in that moment? So let's surrender. I'm going to walk you through the visualization. It's important to talk about it. It's important to understand what's happening and what we're going to be doing. But until we actually get into it, and understand what it feels like, you're always going to just think about it on the conscious left brain level. So we want to get into the subconscious and we want to really tap into that. So trust that everything is happening for you and be grateful for making the time to be here right now. So without further ado, go ahead and get as comfortable as you can in this moment. Get really comfortable Whether you're sitting, if you need to lay down because your back is hurting, your neck is hurting, you may fall asleep, but just get really comfortable, have some water, and allow yourself to gently close your eyes. Have your palms open to receiving, gently closing your eyes, your palms open to receiving. And let's start out by taking a deep breath. Take a deep breath in to your heart. When you get to the top of that breath, hold it. Hold the breath. Take in a little bit more through your nose and pause. When you're ready, release that breath through your nose. So you want to continue breathing in and out of your nose. If you at times feel like you need to breathe out of your mouth, go ahead and do that. But always bring your awareness back to breathing in and out of your nose. So go ahead and take another deep breath when you're ready. Nice deep breath, this time into your belly, opening up your belly, expanding. As you open up your chest, relax your shoulders, drop your shoulders, relax your neck. When you get to the top, hold the breath. Hold the breath. Take in a little bit more through your nose and pause. And release when you're ready. Release when you're ready. At your own pace, take another deep breath. One more time into your heart, expanding your heart. When you get to the top of that breath, hold. Take in a little bit more through your nose, pause. And release when you're ready. Release and let go. And when you're ready, return back to your normal breathing pattern, breathing in and out of your nose normally, just how you usually breathe. Breathing in and out of your nose normally, just how you usually breathe. Breathing in and out of your nose normally, just how you usually breathe. Perhaps placing one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, whatever feels more comfortable for you. I'm going to count back from 5 to 1. When I get to 1, you're going to reach a deep state of relaxation. A deep state of relaxation. You'll still be able to pay attention to my words, and you'll still be able to continue with your breathing in and out of your nose. You'll just be in a much more relaxed state of mind. Much more relaxed state of mind. So go ahead and take a deep breath once again. And continue breathing in and out of your nose as I count back from 5 to 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Be there in this beautiful, relaxed state, feeling calm, feeling balanced, feeling present, feeling in alignment with everything that is happening. And even if something feels out of alignment, trusting that even if it feels out of alignment, you are still in alignment with your eternal soul, with the light that is already within you and around you. So stay in alignment with your heart. Tune deeply into your heart. Take another deep breath as needed. Visualize, feel, imagine. What is it that you would like to have in your life? That vision, that feeling. Bring it into your awareness. And as you continue to tune into your heart, imagine or feel a beautiful green lotus flower opening up its petals. Beautiful green lotus flower opening up its petals slowly. Downloading, I know what it feels like to trust life. I know what it feels like to forgive myself. I know what it feels like to forgive others. I know what it feels like to let go of the old stories. I know what it feels like to surrender to the flow of life. It is easy to surrender. It is easy to release and let go. I know what it feels like to trust. I feel safe. I know what it feels like to feel safe. I know what it feels like to be the loving operator of my mind. It feels good to be fully present in this moment. I am fully present in this moment. It feels good to be here right now, fully present in my body. I know what it feels like to love my body. I know what it feels like to love my body. I know what it feels like to love myself unconditionally. I know what it feels like to surrender to the reality that I wish to create in my life, that I wish to align to. I know what it feels like to be worthy of love. I am worthy of love. I know what love feels like. I know what love feels like. Creator's definition of love and gratitude, Creator's definition of forgiveness, compassion. I know what it feels like to take in the breath of life. I know what it feels like to be intuitive. I know what it feels like to trust my intuition. I know what it feels like to be intuitive. I know what it feels like to trust myself. I know what it feels like to trust life. I know what it feels like to experience joy in my day-to-day life. I know what joy feels like. I know what happiness feels like. I know what it feels like to discern between my thoughts and feelings and the thoughts and feelings of others. I know what it feels like to discern between my thoughts and feelings and the thoughts and feelings of others. It is safe to be alive. It is safe to be intuitive. I know what it feels like to live my life without fear, without panic, without being paranoid. I know what it feels like to receive this healing without resistance. I am worthy of healing. It feels good to receive this healing. I know what it feels like to be worthy of the Creator's love. I am worthy of the Creator's love. Continue breathing into your heart, tuning into your heart. Feel the beautiful green lotus flower shine brighter and brighter. With each gentle pump of your heart, the healing energy is moving through your whole body, down into your solar plexus, illuminating the golden yellow light, down into your sacral chakra, down into your root chakra at the base of your spine. Imagine or feel a beautiful red lotus flower at the base of your spine, helping you become more present in your body. The light is connecting your root chakra to your sacral chakra. Imagine or feel a beautiful orange lotus flower opening up its petals slowly. The light continues up into your solar plexus. Imagine or feel a beautiful yellow lotus flower opening up its petals slowly. The light is connecting to your heart, back to the green lotus flower. Continuing up into your throat chakra, having relaxed your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your wrists. Now illuminating at the center of your throat is a beautiful blue lotus flower, opening up its petals slowly. Downloading, I know what it feels like to speak my truth. I know what it feels like to receive true communications from others. I know what it feels like to align with the highest truth. I know what truth smells like, what it looks like, what it feels like. The light moves up into your jaw. Open your mouth, drop your jaw, massage your jaw, release whatever tension you have. Surrender to the healing energy. The light moves up in through your mouth, relaxing your mouth, the back of your throat, your nasal cavities, your cheekbones, your ears, your eyes. Now illuminating your third eye chakra. Imagine or feel a beautiful purple lotus flower opening up its petals slowly. Trust that everything is happening for you. Downloading, I know what it feels like to see beyond this physical space and time. I know what it feels like to feel safe, seeing beyond this physical space and time and hearing beyond this physical space and time and still staying rooted in my body, on this planet, in this dimension. The light moves up through your entire brain, your skull, your entire head. Your face is illuminated. At the top of your head is a beautiful pink lotus flower opening up its petals slowly. Allow yourself to tune into the healing energy that is tingling at the top of your head, tingling your scalp, rejuvenating you all the way from the top of your head down into your eyes, your mouth, your throat, your shoulders, your entire spine, your heart, your belly, your sacral chakra, your root chakra, your legs, your feet, your toes. Imagine or feel a beautiful ball of white healing light surrounding you. And over a foot above your head, at the top of that ball of light, is a beautiful white lotus flower opening up its petals slowly. Continue to breathe in and out of your nose normally. Breathing in and out of your nose normally. Feeling yourself inside of this ball of light. Feeling yourself inside of this ball of light. You can see through this light, but the only thing that can get in is pure unconditional love. And the only thing that can get out is pure unconditional love. The ball of light starts to float up. You are floating up with it, going past several sets of white and dark lights, passing a beautiful golden yellow light, allowing the ball around you to dissolve as you swim effortlessly through the pink jelly-like substance towards a window. When you get to the window, crawl through it. When you exit on the other side, you are now surrounded by beautiful pearl iridescent white light. You've been here many times before. It is safe to come back. Allow yourself to tap deeply into your soul's mission. What are you here to do? What would you like to do? How would you like to feel? What are you supposed to be doing? Why are you not doing that now? What is keeping you from doing everything you are meant to be doing right here, right now? Why are you procrastinating? What are you waiting for? Who are you waiting for? Why are you delaying? Why are you hoarding your dreams? Why are you cheating your reality? What is holding you back? Feel it deep within your heart. What is stopping you from finally stepping into your highest version of yourself? What is stopping you? Tune deeply into your heart. With your eyes, continue to stay closed. Bring into your awareness, visualize, feel, imagine. What makes you feel happy? What are you doing? Where are you? Who is with you? Doesn't matter the name of the country. Doesn't matter if it's a single or two-story house. Doesn't matter. How are you feeling? What are you doing? Bring that into your awareness. Observe it as if you're watching a movie. Know that you have the ability to make it even sunnier on this day that you are observing. And you have the ability to now observe the nighttime. You have the ability to observe the next morning of that lifeline that you are witnessing. What does your morning look like? Do you stay in bed for 5 minutes and meditate quietly, silently? Do you allow yourself to fully tune in to this beautiful energy that you woke up into? Do you set the intention to surrender to the gifts of this day? Do you set the intention to flow easily with life? Zoom into that scene on the TV screen, on the movie screen. Zoom into that scene, that moment you wake up, how you feel. What does your bedding look like? What does your bedding feel like? What color are your pillows? What color is your comforter? Is it all white? Is it lavender? What does it feel like to feel that crispness of your sheets, yet a soft caress at the same time? Do you hear birds chirping outside your window? What does it feel like to sit at your kitchen table, drinking your lemon water or salt water or tea, whatever it is you are having? What does it feel like to know that you are the creator of your life and you get to choose what you want to experience in that moment? So zoom into that scene on the movie screen where you are sitting at the table. Turn up the volume on the birds chirping outside your window. And then go ahead and lower that volume. And turn it up again until it's exactly where you want it to be. You're not being distracted. You are fully in the present moment. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. When I get to 3, you're going to merge with yourself in that kitchen scene. You are going to be sitting behind that table, not just observing yourself behind that table. 1, 2, 3, be there. What are you doing now? Do you feel the cushion underneath you that you're sitting on? Do you feel the warmth of the cup of the tea in your hand? What does it feel like to know that you have been able to manifest all that you've wanted to manifest? What does it feel like to know that money is not an issue? That you have an abundance of wealth? You have an abundance of resources? What does it feel like to know that everything you wished for has manifested? Feel the gratitude in your heart for this moment. Feel the deep alignment in this moment. Feel the alignment in this moment. Downloading, I know what it feels like to live this life. I know what it feels like to fully align with my highest potential. I know what it feels like to surrender to this vision. I know what it feels like to trust that all of this is already happening. That's why I want it. That's why I can imagine it. That's why I can feel it, because it is already happening. I just need to get out of my own way. I need to get out of my own way. So step aside the old version of you. Step aside the old version of you. Stop observing from afar. Stop hiding this movie screen. Stop separating yourself from this feeling, from this life. Merge with this feeling. You and the future version of you are one. Take a nice deep breath in through your heart. When you get to the top of your breath, hold. Feel the reintegration in your body. Feel the new beliefs being downloaded on a deep subconscious level. You will never be the same, and that's a good thing. You are a beautiful eternal being of light, knowing how to create the lifeline that brings you the most joy, the most fulfillment. Downloading all of these beliefs on all levels, along with balancing your brain chemicals, noradrenaline, serotonin, hormone levels. Downloading unconditional love for the baby in the womb for you, for when you were inside your baby's womb, well, your mother's womb. Perhaps your mother was your baby in a past life. I've seen that. I actually died in childbirth, giving birth to my mother in this life. She was my daughter in a past life. Downloading, knowing what it feels like to receive love, to accept love, to open your heart to love, to be able to give without expectations, and to be able to receive without feeling weak. It feels good to be here. It feels good to be in this alignment. Downloading on all levels, core genetic history and soul, resolving on the history and soul, correcting on the history level, reprogramming all of the ancestral beliefs, soul imprints, bringing all of your soul fragments into this existence, into this dimension from all generations of time, having cleansed them, released old programs, making you whole again in this dimension. In all languages, through all of eternity, space, and time, past, present, future lives, in and out of bodies, in and out of children, in and out of energies, in the highest and best way. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Take a nice deep breath into your belly, into your heart, wherever you need it the most. At the top, hold. Take in a little bit more through your nose. Pause and release when you're ready. I'm going to count from 1 to 5. When I get to 5, all of your energetic frequencies will be in alignment with this current 3D frequency. Your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, in and out of beings, in and out of children, in and out of energies will be in alignment and in agreement with who you are right here, right now, at this present time, in this physical body, in this dimension. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. 1, 2, 3. When I get to 5, you will feel balanced. You will feel present. You will feel healthy. You will feel much better than before. You will feel wide awake. 4 and 5. Welcome back. Welcome back. Open your eyes. You can stretch your neck side to side. Put your arms above your head if you need to. Stretch. Do what you need to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Feel the reintegration. Feel the recalibration. Feel the beautiful energy within your heart. Take a nice deep breath again if you need to, if you want to, or if you just feel like it. Nice deep breath into your heart. Opening up your chest, expanding. When you get to the top, hold. Take in a little bit more through your nose and pause. So I don't know if some of you noticed, but my voice did change when we went to source. It was just a direct channeling coming in from source. You could say that it's a combination of source, your higher self, my higher self. Doesn't matter. We're all one. We all come from one. You can call it God. You can call it creator. Doesn't matter. As long as you know that the eternal light that has created it all, we're all part of it. We all came from that light. We all have that light within us. And that's really the true meaning of Christmas. Since we're doing this 3 days before Christmas, we've been doing this for 10 days every day. And we have 2 more days left. First time in my life, I have done a 12-day challenge, 12 days in a row, 2 more days left. And it's been magical. It's been magical. I'm so grateful for everyone that has been tuning in, making time for it, even though it's been in the morning and not evening time. Not that it would have mattered, because evening time, everyone's out shopping anyway. So all that shopping you're doing, it's great. It's great. Gift giving. It's wonderful. But what gift are you giving? What is the best gift you can give to yourself? I believe, Marian, you were on the last session, not or the one before. The gift of healing, the gift of surrendering, the gift of loving yourself. Yes, from that whole place you can. Your love does extend to others. I'm not saying that you should be selfish and hoard your love. That's not at all what I'm saying. So thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to open the floor for some questions. I'm wondering how this experience was for you, that if it's your second or third or however many times, some of you have been on for almost every day. I believe the highest record so far is 9 days or 8 days, 8 days. So any questions, please let me know. I know Marion and I, we have a private session coming up soon. She said that it's your second time here. You missed the beginning, but it was wonderful. So it's okay. You know, you tuned in about 15 minutes ago, but you still got something out of it. You tuned in right in the middle of us receiving downloads and processing this beautiful healing light, and you did it. So maybe tomorrow you can be there at the beginning. You know, some people, they only have 15 minutes. You know, it's all about the time that you create. It's all about the time you create, because guess what? Time doesn't actually exist. So you can learn to bend time. I mentioned this yesterday and maybe before. I'm going to be teaching the students of my Conscious Agent Academy how to bend time, how to work with the law of attraction, why affirmations don't work, and what you really need to do. And part of that process, I gave you a preview today. That's okay. It's okay if you missed a couple of days. You know, it's even if you were sick, you could still tune in, because you know, you don't have to feel perfect to receive a healing. It's amazing when people cancel a healing session, which happens very rarely, because they're not feeling good. I'm like, that's exactly why you should do it. So, because sometimes you feel like when you're sick, like something's, you know, it's okay if you just want to sleep and you don't want to do it, it's fine. But if it's because you feel like, oh, I'm not feeling in perfect alignment, when you don't feel good is exactly when you should do it. So it's probably because you recently got a flu shot. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but you know, once you start doing this and you raise your energy frequency and you tune in to source and you're able to trust more, you don't need to depend on these things, you know, and you raise your vibration to a point where you are able to heal yourself. That's why I created Conscious Agent Academy, because for those who really want to go deep, I wanted to give them the opportunity to do that. And so I created this container where I am teaching these amazing tools, self-healing tools. All of us have the ability to heal ourselves. So I know I shared it before. I'm going to put it in here again This is the link to the application if you are ready to jump in to really transforming your life, learning the tools that you need in order to do that. And not feeling like, oh, okay, well, I made a little bit of an improvement. It's better than before. That's okay. You want to be grateful for the little improvement, but not feeling like that's all you're worthy of. It's kind of like when I first crossed a certain threshold in the income that I was making in my 20s, I all of a sudden felt like, okay, well, then that's fine. Like I've never known that before. This is way more than I'd ever, had expected. And so like, I'm good. Like, I don't need to keep going. And so I got in my own way. I stopped myself from going to the next level, from going to 7 figures, because now I'm just in my 20s. Like, how many, people in their 20s, like, do I really need that? All these left brain excuses. And so I stood in my own way and I didn't do it. Yeah. So how do we stand in our own way? I see Willa commenting, couldn't wake up in time, dang flu shot. So, it's a whole another conversation we could have about what these flu shots actually do. Why do you think every year there's a new strain or various strains of flus? Because there's a certain level of immunity that's built by you naturally. And then you start to compromise that immunity by introducing all these other strains because you think that you may interact with these strains. And so if you vaccinate yourself, you're actually going to feel better and not contract and not contract. I can't even say that word because I don't even really use that word. Not get infected with what's around you because it's already within you. It's actually doing the opposite. And I could do a whole workshop on this alone because you now have that vibration, that frequency of the flu, and you now become a match. You actually become a match to that vibration. And so guess what? Everybody's immune systems are different. And as things start to evolve and they start to really change and mutate, everyone then is affected differently. That's why every year, and most importantly, what do you think happens after Halloween? Everyone ate a lot of sugar, Thanksgiving, sugar, bunch of food, all this stuff. And then everything's amplified even more. And then it's Christmas time. And then it's the end of the year, right? End of the year, all this stuff happening. And then you wonder why people get sick. And there's a whole nother topic I could get into about frequencies that are passed on through various other methods. And the frequencies are really what are affecting people right now. And that's why a lot of people have that like 100-day cough that doesn't go away after they had COVID. There are so many elements that play into it. So Willa, you've met a powerful healer. I'm not just saying that because read my testimonials on my website. I have healed people from COVID in less than an hour. So if you are sick, you're not feeling well, book a private session with me. I'll do my best to get you in as soon as possible, knowing that you're not feeling good. I've done so many things. I've done vaccine extractions for my clients who have suffered horrible effects after the COVID vaccine. I don't usually advertise this, but it's important that people know there are solutions. Just like I've healed physical pain. I've healed, I always give the example of the ulcer because it happened in less than an hour and she didn't even believe in the method modality I was going to use. And so she chose to believe that as long as she wants to heal, this is going to work. And it's fine if that's what you choose. I just want to heal. I just want to feel better. It doesn't matter how it's done. Because she didn't believe in past lives. And the reason why she healed so quickly in less than an hour after suffering for 7 weeks is because I was able to scan her subconscious mind and see that there are 2 past lives that were keeping her in that loop of guilt and self-blame, which manifested as an ulcer in this physical body in this dimension, because your soul does not understand time. So if something happened in another reality, in another parallel dimension, past life, whatever you want to call it, because time doesn't exist, then your soul is going to continue repeating those imprints. And that's why all of a sudden you have neck pain, but you never really did anything to hurt your neck. Well, in a past life, someone, hit you on that side of your neck. How many people I've seen, there were witches in past lives. They were called witches, but they're healers. I can totally relate. I've seen many where I was punished for helping people. I was punished for doing my soul's mission for healing people, because people didn't understand. They were scared of it. I always go back to, why was Jesus crucified? What was he doing? Someone's asking, what is vaccine extraction? It's nothing physical. All my work, and Marianne, you'll have a session with me, so you'll get to experience, because I could explain to you for the next 2 weeks how this healing works, and you're still not going to really fully grasp it until you experience it, because your left brain is standing in your way. Your conscious mind is standing in your own way. And so a vaccine extraction, it is a pretty specific, meticulous process. It's pretty complicated. And no one process is exactly like the other. There is a general framework that I use, but I would need to first scan your mind, body, and soul. And most importantly, scan and actually I would go back to the time, also review the time of what exactly happened at the time of the injection and where did it go and what's going on. And a lot of times, I'll give you an example. Like, I scanned a woman and she had a lot of these fear programs in her lungs, in her heart, in her brain. And they're like these little entities. Sometimes I call them little gremlins. They start to form their own belief programs and they keep you stuck. That's why when I work with someone, and if I find out during the first session or after the first session, most of the time I can tell without even asking if somebody has received a vaccine or not. And I feel there's a strong disconnect between source and themselves. Because what is, like, for example, coronavirus, what is that? Corona is the crown chakra. So the virus of the crown chakra, what is the crown chakra? Is how you connect to source. And so when I scanned this woman, I saw she had all these like little programs, these entities. So there's a process that I do. It's an advanced DNA healing process that I need to go through to reprogram you on the DNA level and to repair your DNA and to take it back to the healthy state before the injection. This is similar, not similar, but kind of the same arena of the process that I do for age reversal, activation of the master cell of the pineal gland, youth and vitality chromosomes, etc. Because you have the power to heal yourself. But if you have these entities in you, they're kind of like, they're running the show in a way. And so you feel disconnected and you are afraid of things, not realizing that these entities are creating that fear in you and you're disconnected because of that. And so there's a lot involved in it. It does happen very quickly. So if I'm working with someone and I can tell that, they've had this, most healing won't work as well until the extraction takes place. Once those entities are removed, then you're able to receive more. So I've done this for my doctor clients, my chiropractor clients. I've done this for all kinds of people. I've done it for their kids. I think the youngest the youngest I've done a healing for, I think it was 4 or 5 years old, but the youngest I did an extraction for, it was 14. But let me tell you, nowadays, all these little kids are developing horrible conditions, are getting sick because, you can guess why. So a lot is going on. I don't want to get into it, but a lot is happening. So most people aren't aware of it. So once again, I don't advertise it. I just came out, happened to talk about it because it was needed. So it's important to keep in mind. Some of you I've spoken with before who have witnessed others suffer from, these injections. I mean, my ex's son died after the second shot. So it's, I guess, a little bit personal for me, but I also know a lot of people whose, clients, friends, relatives have passed on. And yeah, so I didn't have a choice in a way, you could say, but to create Conscious Agent Academy, because there's so much happening and I can't do it all alone. I need to train others. I would like to train others how to help others. So the more people understand how to do this kind of work, not just for themselves, like how amazing would it be to be able to scan your mind, body, and soul? Or even just to scan, when you scan your subconscious mind, it kind of like helps you tap into everything. But being able to scan your body is amazing too, because then you can scan to see, oh, my sacral chakra is blocked. Oh, my oh, and to know what you need to do and how to reprogram the subconscious beliefs. That's really why I created this program. So I'm going to put the application link in here in the chat box. So that's the application to the Conscious Agent Academy. The entire program, we go live twice a month, and it's a 6-month program, and you have replay for a year. And there are huge bonuses that I also include in this academy, that I include another, like a huge 24 plus hour 8 chakras course. There are other bonuses of working privately with me as well, since I'm discontinuing eventually being by the end of the year, I'll be discontinuing private sessions. So that's the link to apply to Conscious Agent Academy. It is a commitment. It is a serious commitment. So only apply if you are ready to really change, transform, upgrade your life. Now, the other option besides the academy, as I promised before, if you want to really go deeper into manifesting, then the Manifesting Masterclass, it's a 4-day completely online. I'm going to give you that link so you can check it out. And then I will email you a special code that you can use to save. So you're not going to pay full price. The link I'm giving you, it's askandreceive.now.com, askandreceive.now.com, because you want to ask so you can receive. You're asking and receiving, because if you don't even know what to ask, this masterclass is going to help you figure out what it is that you want. So it's a 4-step process. It's 4 days. We go through the stages of manifestation, stages of bringing you into alignment and letting go of the resistance, and going through beautiful visualizations. This is why one of my Conscious Agent students signed up for Conscious Agent Academy, because she took the masterclass, and against all odds, she was able to sign up because she felt so invincible. By the end of this masterclass, she realized that she can do anything. And so she was able to manifest the money to invest into the academy. And before that, she couldn't even she didn't even see it as a possibility. So I want you to know that you have the ability. Things can happen. They can shift quickly. And you don't need to know exactly how. Things can start coming out, what it seems like, out of the blue, to make things happen for you. But you have to believe first. So that last link, askandreceive.now.com, is for the 4-day manifesting masterclass that you can tune in to any time. I will email you the code. You'll have the code so that you're not paying full price for this, because this is a gift that I'm giving to everyone that's been participating in the gratitude series. And if you would like to book a private session with me, take advantage of my private sessions before I end them. And if you say, well, I need a payment plan, please don't be shy. I get it. Like, I wish there were payment plan options for when I was doing my healing, and I really badly needed it. I was in such a dark place. But thankfully, even though I wasn't working, I was able to use my credit cards, because I was desperate. Like, I really needed to heal. Otherwise, I was going to die. So for some people, it's not that bad. For some people, they're just used to that continual cycle of suffering, and in a way it helps them feel alive, like, oh, I have something to do because I'm still in pain. Well, what is that program that keeps you in the suffering? What happens when a little improvement happens and you start to wonder, wait, are things really going well? Wait, what happened to the bad stuff? What happened to the negative stuff? Your left brain starts to look for it. So if you want to work privately with me and you need a payment plan, please don't hesitate. Don't be shy. So that's the link to book a private session with me. And on that link, you'll see options. You'll see theta healing, which is what you really want to do. If it's the first time you're having a session with me, that's what Marian's doing. It's the first time she's ever had a session with me. And so theta healing, that's what you want to do. And if you're a new client, I will give you extra time. I'll give you 15 minutes instead of 75 minutes, even though in the 75 minutes, we get so much done. Like the visualization we had today was probably no more than 20 minutes. We spent about 10 minutes talking. We ended it in time. So it wasn't that long. So the work that I do, it works quickly. Just like I healed that woman from an ulcer in less than an hour. There were 60 people witnessing in the room. It was all over audio. Happened to be on my Clubhouse session when I was doing a group session. So I just had to do it because she was in so much pain. I had no choice. Like, not that I didn't have a choice, but I just really wanted to help her. So make the commitment. You know, like so many people go like, oh, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. And then they spent like $120 a month on getting their nails done. I'm like, what are your priorities? I'm not judging you for getting your nails done, or maybe more. I think nowadays it's like $200-$300 a month. Like, what are you spending your money on? Like, how important is it? Like, I haven't bought new clothes. Like, I bought some cotton clothes because I wanted to get like cotton pants and cotton things before I went to my Arizona retreat, yoga and all the stuff that I was doing. I got a lot of cotton. I got cotton underwear, cotton shirts, cotton. But like, I don't like just nothing wrong with buying things for yourself, but are you buying things for yourself? See, someone just said, I'm a bit addicted to shopping. Can we work on that? Yes, because that has to do with you trying to please yourself externally. Like, oh, as long as I look good, there's nothing wrong with looking good, but doing work externally isn't going to work. I don't care how many Gucci bags you have, how many times you go get your hair done, whatever. If your inside is out of alignment, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like people post like, oh, I have all these cars. Okay, great. You could do these things. No one's saying that there is anything wrong with getting material stuff, but only if your internal is aligned, first and foremost. Okay, so she just confessed, I am very addicted. She put a lot, very in capital letters, addicted to shopping. So there you go. This is why we're going to work on. So then you say like, and then, so what are you buying? Like, what do you, like, why do you need this stuff? Where are you going to take it? Like the other clothes and shoes. Look, I've been there. I still have like boxes of shoes that I keep wanting to like donate, but I just haven't had time to go through them. But you have no idea how much stuff I donated when I moved. And it's in fact why I downsized, because I wanted to get rid of, I didn't want to have more closet space because I was coming from like 4 giant closets. Like, I don't want this stuff. I don't want it. So like if tomorrow I want to move to another country, I don't want to have to deal with all this stuff. I have so much less stuff. Why do you need all that baggage? Why? I have a friend who, oh my God, he hoards so much, like just books. And there's nothing wrong with books, but eventually after you read them and you learned, of course, if you read them again, you're going to absorb things differently, but maybe go through your books. Like, what books can you donate, share with others? Other people can start learning. You know, that in California, we have these like little like library. They look like little birdhouses where you, put books and people can just go in and like read them and return them or take, I don't know. I think it's like a library. Like, I don't think you take them, or you can exchange them with other books. And so they have them here throughout these neighborhoods where there's books just like sitting out. So it's not just books, like books, obviously it's education. Like I spent more money on books this year than probably food. I mean, it's pretty close. Okay. Like there's weeks where I spent more money on books than food. So I surprisingly enough, I actually do eat a good amount. People don't believe it, but my metabolism is really high, but my brain is using up a lot of power. So, you know, look through your home. Like, what do you need to get rid of? You know, do it before the new year. What do you need to get rid of? What habits do you need? So it's not just physical stuff like energy that is stagnant in your home. Do you dust enough? Do you let dust accumulate? That's stuck energy. It's unhealthy energy. Do you air out your place? Do you sage from time to time? Do you open windows? Do you have green plants? Do you, like, how do you keep your home? Is your home a mess? Because if your home's a mess, what does that say about your life? You know? So there's a whole feng shui class I could do, but we don't have time for this. And it doesn't really matter about the particulars. It's more about energy. So is there energy moving, or is there stagnant energy? Where do you have stagnant energy in your life, within your body? It is always your external world is a direct correlation. It's a mirror to your internal world. So no matter how many pairs of shoes, clothes, makeup, whatever it is you do, like I barely wear makeup. Like I used to always wear eye makeup, like before I moved to California. And then I remember I had a photo shoot once, and there was a series of photos without any eye makeup, just like a little mascara. And I realized I don't need to wear eyeliner. It's not even healthy to put on eyeliner all the time, So I hardly ever, like, I'll occasionally do my eyes for certain, like if I feel like doing it, but I don't really need it. And so when you do the work internally, your skin will actually become shiny. It becomes more healthy. The advanced DNA rewiring that I do, the age reversal, the youth and vitality chromosomes activation, the master cell activation, it helps you. It helps you tremendously. It really reprograms you. We all have the ability. Like I always say, I look and feel 10 years younger, probably at least 10 years younger, maybe 8, I don't know, whatever, 8 to 10 years younger than when I did 8 to 10 years ago. Like I feel better than I did 8 to 10 years ago. I look better. I am in better alignment. Like I eat better. I feel, think, process things better because I did the work. I did the reprogramming. It has to do with the subconscious reprogramming. So what are you afraid of? Why are you afraid to do the work? Because most people are so used to it, right? You're used to, you've become comfortable with the uncomfortable. And so anything else that's better for you, that's good for you, is too uncomfortable because you've been comfortable with the uncomfortable. So the negative stuff has become a normal part of your life. Okay. And anytime you start to shift into the positive, you somehow loop back, right? You loop back. So it's up to you to say, you know what? I do deserve more. I am worthy of more. I do want to have and live a better life. I want to align to a much happier, joyful lifeline. It is my birthright to be abundant, healthy, successful, happy. It is my birthright. So claim it. Claim your birthright. Stop making excuses. You don't need to keep suffering. You don't need to stay a victim. Shift into that energy of, when you say abundance, when I say abundance, abundance in all forms, abundance of food, abundance of energy. It's all energy. Food is energy. Money is energy. Abundance of money, feeling worthy. What kind of food do you want in your fridge? What kind of dinner do you want to make? Shift into that. I bet if you go through all the clothes and shoes you bought, you could, if you took that money and invested it into yourself, like how much money do I spend on books, on education, on self-improvement? If I didn't spend the money that I did on my healing, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And yes, there are lessons we learn along the way. There are always lessons. We're always evolving and growing. So do you allow the amount in your bank account define you? Define who you are and what you're capable of. And realize that that number in your bank account can easily shift, because that number on the bank account, in your bank account, is a direct mirror reflection of your inner world that is no longer serving you. So in order to shift, in order to change, in order to raise that number in your bank account. You need to raise your vibration and you need to shift. And to do that, you need to let go of old programs. You need to let go of the old you. So when things get painful because you can't take it anymore, it's because the old version of you were fed up with that version. It wants to die energetically. I don't mean physically, even though it may feel like, because you get so stagnant with that energy that it feels like you physically can't take it, because the internal energy is literally making you feel stuck. Whether it's a headache, whether it's a neck ache, whether it's low back pain, whether you start injuring your feet or whatever, all these signs happen. You know, I'm sure you've noticed when Willa was on a previous session, I just started to talk about belief work surrounding cold and flus, not even knowing she had just had a flu shot the day before and she wasn't feeling well. I didn't even know who she was. She just tuned into that session. And I felt the need to talk about how certain programs create certain diseases. So the flu and cold stem from being attached to the calendar, like letting the calendar predict, okay, this is this time of the year, this time of the day, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not saying don't use your calendar and don't, schedule sessions and remember that even though this is free, it's at 9:30 a.m., make sure to be there. That's not what I mean. I mean, getting stuck and being defined by time. Just because you're a certain age does not mean you are not able to reverse age and to tune in to that supernatural, eternal light that is within you. When I say supernatural, is because within that energy, within your soul energy that is connected to you through your subconscious mind, you have all the wisdom to be completely supernatural. Everything I talk about that I do, if you would have told me years ago that I would be doing this, I would have probably laughed because I was so disconnected. I wouldn't have believed it. And I used to joke about, when I'm randomly singing a jazz song while I'm cooking my eggs in the morning or whatever it is I'm cooking, I must have been a jazz singer in a past life. I joke about it. I'm channeling this from some other lifelines. I joke about it. I'd laugh about it because I didn't really believe it. Oh, it's a cute idea. It's a cute idea. That'd be so cool. Probably what it is. Haha. And then realize that's actually what it is. So what do you laugh off and not take seriously? Do you take yourself too seriously? Sometimes you should laugh off things that are not. So, you want to be neutral. You don't want to dismiss your pain. You want to acknowledge it. You want to feel it, but you want to be neutral to the negativity. You can become aware of something without giving it strong attention. Feeling and becoming aware is actually diffusing that strong attachment that is keeping you stuck. Instead, shifting your focus and attention to the positive. So after you accept and become aware of how you feel, if you don't feel good, like someone was sharing, I felt sick. Okay, if you feel sick, I feel sick in the moment. This is your body's way asking you to slow down and take care of itself. Something is out of alignment. So what do you need to do to come into alignment? So we could talk about this, but I will save more of my wisdom for tomorrow session. The links are there to book a private session. If you need, once again, if you need a payment plan, do not be shy. Ask me. I'll set up something custom for you. Just let me know what it is that works for you. And I'll email you a code to use to sign up for the 4-day manifesting masterclass. You can do that completely on your own. You have a 12-month unlimited replay. Choose yourself. Do the internal work. 80% of the work that you think you need to be doing is within you. When you look at all the stuff that you have to do, the reason why it's so difficult and you don't feel like doing it is because you think 100% of it needs to be done externally. So if you just, in that moment when you don't feel like it, if you just tune in and if you use some of the meditation tips that I've been teaching you throughout this 12-day challenge with 2 more days left, if you take the master class and go even deeper and do the internal work, you know, maybe you unplug for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe it's 2 hours, whatever amount of time you have, maybe it's just 5 minutes. You get so much more accomplished by doing that internal work. And then the external becomes so much easier because now you're in alignment. So stop working so hard. It's much easier than you realize. You are so welcome. Thank you. Thank you. You are so welcome. Yesterday, we talked about step from the role of a warrior into a goddess. Shift from warrior energy to goddess energy. That was a huge download that came in during my meditation. So before we have our sessions every morning, I have my own session with myself because that is part of my commitment to myself that I must make time. I cannot pour from an empty cup. Okay. I always feel the difference. Even though I say it's going to be 21 minutes, I always tend to, you know, overgive. And so I need to, I just want to make sure that was sent to everyone. Yes. I need to also do my internal work, right? Because then everything I do for everyone else is much easier. So what are you doing for yourself? You're here. You made this commitment. Be grateful for that. Thank yourself and continue the commitment. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm sending you all so much love. Same time tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Lots of love. Don't shop too much. Focus on the true meaning of Christmas. And I know I will be doing a conscious Christmas every year, and I know it's going to grow. And I just can't wait to look back at this footage and remember the founding days of this amazing project that I created, because it felt like this internal alignment. It came through during a meditation that I need to do this, that I should do this. When I say need or should, we don't need or should. It's more I want to. And it becomes like I get to. It's not that I should. I get to do this. I get to do this. So I feel honored. I feel blessed. And I am so grateful for you trusting me to take you through this journey. Thank you so much. Thank you for your light. And I will see you tomorrow. Lots of love.